So welcome to this video series on aptitude presented by Mentors for IAS in association with Bangalore IAS Academy and Namak APSC. So this is an initiative of Namak APSC to help students to prepare and study from home with the help of YouTube videos, current affairs available on the website, PDF materials for every subject and online tests to track your preparation. So do remember to visit www.namakapsc.com for more information. So in this particular video, we will start our discussion with partnership. So this is actually one important concept, and even if not with respect to your examination, it is important that you understand this concept. So partnership is where when you have two or more than two persons who run a business jointly, where they are called as partners and the deal itself is known as partnership. Say for example, tomorrow I start a company ABC. Okay, so there are three friends. I invest 10,000 rupees, my other friend invests 20,000 rupees and another friend invests 30,000 rupees. And at the end of the year, this company ABC generates a revenue of 1 lakh rupees, out of which the profit is 50,000 rupees. So then the question is, how is this 50,000 rupees going to be shared among the three of us? Now this is a very simple example. Obviously everybody should be able to understand that 50,000 rupees will be shared in ratios depending upon the investment. But when it comes to partnership, it is not very simple. Say for example, only two of us start the business and the person who invests 30,000 rupees invests this 30,000 rupees only in the 11th month. Meaning the 30,000 investment is only for 1 month. Okay, but still he is investing 3 times the amount that I have invested. Then what is his profit? Or you can have several other conditions which are put in when it comes to investments or partnership. So this particular concept, even if not with respect to examination, it is important that you understand for your real life, whatever stages that comes across. So since we have already covered ratios and proportions, this particular concept should be simple. Everybody should be able to understand what needs to be done when it comes to partnerships. Plus, this is actually a simple concept. You may get a question in your civil services examinations or your state public service examination. There have been times where questions have been asked from partnerships, and mostly they are simple. It is not very difficult. It is interesting. Everybody should be able to solve it, because obviously ratios and proportions itself are simple, and this is nothing but a form of continuation, or this is nothing but a concept or kind of application of ratios and proportions. That is nothing but partnership. So I will just tell you a few things about partnerships before we start to continue with problems. Okay, now based on the example that I had given you, saying that there are 2 or 3 partners and at the end of the year you have a profit, the profit must be divided between the partners based on their investment. So when it comes to the division, of the profit or the gains, okay, so we'll refer it to as the ratio of division, of gains. Here we have two conditions. Now, the first is when investments of all the partners are for the same time, then the gain or loss is distributed among the partners in the ratio of their investments. See, suppose there are two persons A and B. Okay, suppose there are two persons A and B, where this person, that is A, invests rupees X and this person B invests rupees Y for a year in a particular business. So in this particular case, both A and B invest some amount of money, that is rupees X and rupees Y, for the same period, that is 12 months, or that is for a period of 1 year. Then what happens at the end of the year when you have a profit? How is this profit going to be shared or split between A and B? So the profit share of A and the profit share of B will be proportionate to the investment of A, that is nothing but X, and the investment of B, that is nothing but Y. Meaning what? The profit of A is to the profit of B will be equal to the investment of A is to the investment of B. This is nothing but X is to Y, because A invests rupees X and B invests rupees Y. Then we have the second case. The second case is where the time period, see, the first case is where the time period for which both A and B invest some amount of money is the same, it is equal. The second case is when the time period is not equal. So when investments are for different time periods, then equivalent capitals are calculated for a unit of time by taking capital into number of units of time. See, now gain or loss is divided in the ratio of these capitals. Take the same example. Okay, take A and B. Take A and B. Now A again invests rupees X and B again invests rupees Y. Now when compared to the first case where both A and B invest rupees X and rupees Y respectively for 12 months or for a period of 1 year, that is not the case here. Here A is investing rupees X for P months, and B is investing rupees Y for a time period of Q months, Then the profit share of A, the ratio of the profit share of A and the profit share of B will be proportionate to the investment of A and the product of the time period, that is nothing but P months or time period, and the investment of B and its product with the respective time period, that is Q. Meaning what? The ratio of profit, the ratio of the share of profit of A and B is equal to the product of A's investment into the respective time period of investment is to B's investment and the respective time period of B's investment, that is Q. So this is the only two things that you have to remember over here. If you remember this based on what the question is trying to say, based on what is the question's conditions, you should be able to incorporate the conditions, but ultimately you are going to come down to these two types or these two categories itself. There's nothing more when it comes to partnerships. Obviously you'll understand this when we start solving problems. That is the best way to understand what a problem, what a concept is all about. Okay, apart from this, we have something else known as working partners and sleeping partners. Working partners and sleeping partners. Now, a partner who manages the business is known as a working partner, and the one who simply invests the money is known as a sleeping partner. Say for example, me and my friend invest 10,000 rupees and 10,000 rupees in a particular business. Now, even though my friend invests 10,000 rupees, he is not going to work for the company. I am investing 10,000 rupees and I will also work for the company in order to run the business. But my friend who has invested 10,000 rupees, he does not run the business, he does not work for the company, he continues to do something else but has only invested in the company. So then my friend is the sleeping partner, whereas I am the working partner. So at the end of the year, when it comes to sharing of the profits, I will take some extra money because I have worked for the company or I have worked in order to run the business. With the sleeping partner, since he has not worked for the company or in order to run the business, he takes a lesser amount of the profit share. So that this is what you have to remember. So if this is clear, now let us start with our problems. Okay, so the first problem. Question number 1. Now, question number 1 says P and Q started a business investing rupees 85,000 and rupees 15,000 respectively. In what ratio the profit earned after 2 years be divided between P and Q? So the question is only asking for the ratios in which a certain profit which will be gained after 2 years be shared between P and Q. Meaning what? The question wants the profit of P is to the profit of Q. This is what the question is asking for. But based on the explanation that I have just given you, the share of profit of both P and Q will be equal to the ratio of investment of P is to the investment of Q. The investment of Q. So what do we have to find out? In order to determine the ratio of their profit, we have to first determine the ratio of their investments. Now if you take the question over here, the question is saying that in what ratio the profit is earned after 2 years. Now both P and Q invest rupees 85,000, rupees 15,000 respectively for the same time period, that is 2 years. Therefore, the time period remains the same. The amount of time for which they invest remains the same. So this is a question which falls under the first category where the time period remains the same. Even if you wanted, you can solve it under the second category itself. The time nothing but cancels out each other. That is the whole situation over here. So see here, what is the investment of P? Investment of P is nothing but rupees 85,000. Now the investment of Q is what? Investment of Q is nothing but rupees 15,000. And as I told you, the investment of P by the investment of Q is equal to the profit of P is to the profit of Q. This is what we have to find out. In order to find out, we need this. So what do we take? We take investment of profit and the investment of Q is equal to nothing but rupees 85,000 is to rupees 15,000. So 0, all the zeros gets cancelled. 5 3s are 15. This is nothing but 17 5s are 85. Meaning what? The ratio of their investments is 17:3, and hence the ratio of their profit will also be equal to 17:3. Therefore, the correct answer is 17:3. The correct option is option D. Now see here, even if the time period is given, even if you have to consider this particular question under the second category, what will you do? You will take the profit ratio as profit of P is to profit of Q is equal to investment of P into the time for which P invests, that is TP, divided by the investment of Q into the time for which Q invests. What is this? This is nothing but 85,000 into how many years? 2 years, divided by investment of Q, which is what? Nothing but 15,000 rupees, into the amount of time for which Q invests, which is also 2 years. So obviously, as you can see here, 2 and 2 gets cancelled. Again, 5 3s are 15, 5 17s are 85. The ratio remains the same. The correct answer is what? The correct answer is 17:3. So now let us move on to the next question. Question number 2. What does question number 2 say? Now question number 2 says, Anand and Deepak started a business investing rupees 22,500 and rupees 35,000 respectively. Out of a total profit of rupees 13,800, Deepak's share is what? What is Deepak's share? So here the total profit is what? It is nothing but rupees 13,800. What is the amount of money invested by Anand? It is rupees 22,500. What is the amount of money invested by Deepak? It is nothing but rupees 35,000. So now the question is, out of a total profit of rupees 13,800, what is Deepak's share? So by now you know how is the profit actually shared. So profit of Anand is to profit of Deepak will be equal to the investment of Anand is to the investment of Deepak. Now here they have not specified different time periods, so we can assume the time period to be the same, or we can assume the time period to be just nothing but 1 year, whatever it is. So since we have not mentioned different time periods, we are going to assume that the time period for which both Anand and Deepak invest their respective amounts of money is the same. So what is their respective profit ratios? This is nothing but equal to 22,500 divided by 35,000. 0 gets cancelled. 5 sevens are 35. 5 zeros are 0. Here we have 5 fours are 20, 2 5, 5 nines are 45. 5 nines are 45, correct? 5 fours are 20, sorry, 5, 45. 45, my mistake. We have 5 fours are 20, 2 kai. We have 5 fives are 25. Again continuing with 5 itself, what do we get? We get 5 nines are 45, this is 14s. 5 14s are 70. Therefore, the profit ratio of Anand and Deepak is what? It is nothing but 9:14. 9:14. Now, we know that the total profit is what? It is rupees 13,800. Meaning, the profit of Anand plus the profit of Deepak is equal to rupees 13,800. Where the ratio of profit of Anand is to profit of Deepak is equal to what? Nothing but 9/14. What do we want? We want Deepak's share. We want the profit earned by Deepak. So what will we do? We will substitute for the profit of A. So from this, I will take profit of A is equal to 9/14 into profit of D. So I am taking profit of D to the right hand side so that I get profit of A is equal to 9/14 into profit of D. So now substituting profit of A over here, we have 9/14 into profit of D plus profit of D, that is Deepak, is equal to 13,800. Taking LCM, we get 13,800 into 14, cross multiplying 14 to the other side. Therefore, 25 times of Deepak's profit is equal to 13,800 into 14. 25, so this is 100, nothing but 4. So we have profit of Deepak as what? We have profit of Deepak as 138 into 4 into 14 into 14. So I think I have made a mistake here. Oh, sorry, this is not 9 plus 14 is 23. It is 23, so this does not get cancelled out. My mistake. Let me just erase this. I'm sorry, my mind was somewhere and I made a mistake in addition. Okay, coming back to this. So we have 23 times 9 plus 14 is 23. 23 times the product of Deepak is equal to 13,800 into 14. Therefore, the profit of Deepak is equal to what? It is 13,800 into 14 divided by 23. Now 23 is obviously a prime number, so we have to only hope that 138 is divisible by 23, and we'll have to check for that. Let me just clear some space over here. Okay, so here we have rupees 13,800 divided by 23, or we'll just cancel, we'll just take 138. Okay, so 23, we can check for 5, 23, 5, 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10, 11. How about 6? So 8, 3, 1. Yes. So 23 6 is 138. Meaning what? 23 times 6 is nothing but 138. So we have profit of D is equal to 600 into 14. 600 into 14. 14 5s are 70. 14 6s will be 70 plus 14, 84. So the profit of D is nothing but 8,400 out of rupees 13,800. Okay. So the correct option is option C. The correct answer is rupees 8,400. Now next question, question number 3. Now what does question number 3 say? Now question number 3 says there are 3 persons A, B and C. Now A, B and C enter into a partnership investing rupees 35,000, rupees 45,000 and rupees 55,000 respectively. The respective shares of A, B and C in an annual profit of rupees 40,500 are what? So we now want the ratios of A and B as well as C's profit. See, the total profit is what? The total profit is rupees 40,500, meaning the profit of A plus the profit of B plus the profit of C is equal to rupees 40,500. It is equal to rupees 40,500, where A is investing rupees 35,000, B is investing rupees 45,000 and C is investing rupees 55,000. He is investing rupees 55,000. Meaning what? We have IA is to IB is to IC, where this is nothing but, just a moment, so this is nothing but 35,000 is to 45,000 is to 55,000, where we can cancel out all the zeros. Now this is still divisible by 5, 35, 45 and 55. So 5 7s are 35, 5 9s are 45 and 5 11s are 55. Therefore, the ratios of investment of A, B and C is what? It is nothing but 7 is to 9 is to 11. What is the question asking for? The question is asking for the share of their profit. The share of their profit. So we'll have to independently determine what is A's share of profit, what is B's share of profit, and then what is C's share of profit. How do we determine that? See, the total profit is what? It is nothing but rupees 40,500. This is rupees 40,500. So we know PA is to PB is 7 is to 9, PB is to PC is 9 is to 11. So you can substitute for PA, you can substitute for PB, you can substitute for PC. So you can substitute for PB in terms of PA, you can substitute for PC in terms of PA. That can be done. At the same time, it is as if the entire amount of rupees 40,500 is now divided to 27 parts. See here, add 7 and 9, 7 plus 9 is 16, 16 plus 11 is 27. So this total profit of 40,500 rupees is divided into 27 parts or 27 units. Out of the 27 units, A gets 7 units, B gets 9 units, C gets 11 units. See, if 40,500 rupees is broken into 27 parts, is divided into 27 parts, then each unit is worth what? It is nothing but 40,500 divided by 27. This is 1 unit. Then 7 units belongs to A. Then what do? We simply multiply it by 7. We simply multiply it by 7. So the profit of A is what? Profit of A is nothing but 40,500 divided by 27 into 7. Profit of B is what? It is nothing but 40,500 divided by 27 multiplied by 9. And then profit of C is what? It is nothing but 40,500 divided by 27 into 11, because 11 units, 11 parts belongs to C, because C is investing more amount of money when compared to A and B. So it is into 11. So this is divisible by 3, this is also divisible by 3. So 3 nines are 27, 3 ones are 3, 10, 3 threes are 9, 1 carry 5, 3 fives are 15. Okay, so this is divisible by 9, 1s are 9, 1s are 9, 4 5, 9 5s are 45. So 27 into 15 will give you 405, 405. So this is what? This is nothing but 1500 into 7. 1500 into 7 is what? 15 sevens is nothing but 105. Therefore, out of 40,500, what is the share of profit that belongs to A? It is nothing but 10,500. Similarly, 15 times is nothing but 405. 15 into 9 is 135. So B's share of profit is what? It is nothing but 13,500. Similarly, now coming to the share of profit of C. What is C's profit share? Now C's profit share is what? This is nothing but again 15. So we have 1500 into 11. So it is 150 plus 15. It is nothing but 16,500. Meaning what? Profit of A is 10,500. Profit of B is 13,500. And profit of C is nothing but 16,500. So now if you look at the options, it is only option A, 10,500, 13,500 and 16,500. Therefore, the correct option is option A. I hope you understood why I am doing profit of A is nothing but 40,500 divided by 27 into 7. If not, you can simply substitute. See here, let me just erase all of this once. Okay. So what you can do here is that, see, we have P of A plus P of B plus P of C is equal to rupees 40,500. So we know that profit of A is to profit of B is nothing but 7 by 9. Then profit of B is what? Profit of B is nothing but 9 by 7 into profit of A. Similarly, we know profit of A divided by profit of C, or the ratio of A and C's profit is nothing but 7 by 11. Therefore, profit of C is what? Profit of C is nothing but 11 times profit of A divided by 7. So now we will substitute for B's share of profit as 9 by 7 PA. We will substitute for C's share of profit as 11 by 7 here. So what do we get? We get profit of A plus 9 by 7 profit of A plus 11 by 7 profit of A is equal to 40,500. Now taking LCM, we have 7 plus 9 plus 11 PA is equal to 40,500 into 7 into 7. So if you add 7 plus 9 is what? 7 plus 9 is nothing but 16. 16 plus 11 is nothing but 27. Therefore, profit of A is what? It is nothing but 40,500 divided by 27 into 7. This is what we had got earlier as well. I had straight away taken it as 40,500 divided by 27 into 7 instead of substituting and doing everything. So again, nothing but 15. 7 is nothing but 105. You once again get the profit of A is what? Nothing but 10,500. So once you get the profit of A as 10,500, I will substitute here as 10,500. Multiply that by 9 and then divide by 7, you will get the profit of B. Similarly for profit C, you will substitute the profit of A as 10,500 over here, multiply it by 11 and then divide it by 7. That is when you will get C's profit share. Because you see, 105 is divisible by 7, 7 ones are 7, 3, 5, 15. 15 7 is nothing but 105. So I hope you understood this particular question. So we'll move on to the next question, that is question number 4. Now what does question number 4 say? Now question number 4 says, Reena and Shalu are partners in a particular business. Reena invests rupees 35,000 for 8 months and Shalu invests rupees 42,000 for 10 months. Out of a profit of rupees 31,570, what is Reena's share? So according to the question over here, what is the total profit? The total profit is equal to rupees 31,570. Reena or IR, okay, what is the investment of Reena? Reena invests rupees 35,000 for how many months? For 8 months. For 8 months. How about Shalu? What is the investment of Shalu? Now Shalu invests rupees 42,000 for how many months? For 10 months. Now the previous 3 questions which we had solved, in the last previous 3 questions, the time period remained the same. The investment of all the partners involved in the partnership invested some amount of money. Even though the investment varied, the investment was for the same period of time. But when it comes to this particular question, Reena is investing for 8 months, whereas Shalu has invested for 10 months. If that is the case, then the ratio of their profit is not only going to depend on the ratio of their investments, but also on the time period for which they had invested that amount of money. So this is a particular question which falls under the second category based on what we had discussed in our introduction or in the beginning of this particular session. Correct? So for us to determine Reena's share, first we have to determine their profit share. We have to first determine the profit share of Reena and the profit share of Shalu. Now the profit share of Reena and the profit share of Shalu is equal to the ratio of the products of investment of Reena and the time for which Reena invests to the investment of Shalu and the time period for which Shalu invests. Now in this particular question, the time period remains the same. Both time periods of investment of Reena and Shalu, both are in months itself. So what do we do here? We take profit of R and we take profit of S, that is profit of Reena and profit of Shalu, is equal to Reena's investment is what? Rupees 35,000 into time period, which is nothing but 8 months, divided by, we have investment of Shalu, which is nothing but 42,000 into time period, which is nothing but 10 months. All the 0 gets cancelled. Here we have 7 5s are 35, 7 6s are 42, 5 2s are 10, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. So the profit share of Reena and the profit share of Shalu is equal to nothing but 2 by 3. Meaning what? If it is 2 by 3, then the total profit of 31,570 is divided into a total of 5 parts or 5 units. Why 5 units? 2 plus 3 is 5. out of which 2 units goes to Reena and 3 units goes to Shalu. Why? Because obviously she has invested more amount of money for a greater duration. That is why 3 units will go to Shalu. What is the question asking for? Question is asking for Reena's share. So you can either do it by this or by the earlier method which I had shown you, where you can take PR plus PS, that is total profit is equal to profit of Reena plus profit of Shalu, which is equal to 13,570. Substitute for profit of Shalu as what? Nothing but 3 by 2 into profit of Reena. So you have to substitute here. Okay, so you will get PR plus 3 by 2 PR is equal to 31,570. Taking LCM, we have PR plus 3 PR divided by 2 is equal to 31,570. Therefore, PR is equal to what? Nothing but 31,570 into 2 divided by 5. Into 2 divided by 5. If you take the earlier method which I told you over here, that is divided into 5 parts, out of which Reena gets 2 parts. So 1 part is equal to what? 1 part. The worth of 1 part is nothing but 31,570 divided by 5, out of which Reena gets 2 parts, multiplied by 2. So see here, you get the same thing. You get the same thing. However, here you don't have to substitute for profit of S or profit of R. Directly you are able to determine independent profits of Reena and Shalu. If you want Shalu's profit, it is nothing but 31,570 divided by 5, because you want to find out the value of each unit or each part, that divided by 3, because Shalu gets 3 units. However, we need not find this because the question is not asking for Shalu's profit or profit share. She is only asking for Reena's profit share. Okay, so what will we do? We will now divide 31,570 by 5, or I will what we can do is we can 20, okay, I'll write this as 31,3157 into 20 by 5. I'm taking this 0 over here. So 5 fours are 20. See, instead of dividing 31,570 and then multiplying by 2, I've just divided. It is easier for me. I know 5 fours are 20. I only have to now multiply 31,570 by 4. So 7 fours are 28, 4 fives are 20, 20, 22, 4 ones are 4, 6, 4 threes are 12. Therefore, what is Reena's share in the profit? Reena's share in the profit is nothing but rupees 12,628. Therefore, the correct option is option B. The answer is rupees 12,628. So I hope you've understood this particular question. It was a very simple question. So now let us move on to the next question. Question number 5. Okay. What does question number 5 say? Now, question number 5 says, Kamal started a business investing rupees 9,000. After 5 months, Samir joined with a capital of rupees 8,000. If at the end of the year they earned a profit of rupees 6,970, then what will be the share of Samir in the profit? Now, if you look at the question, this is a question which is a bit similar to the previous question, except that they have changed the structure, they have changed the statements in the question so that it seems a bit different. But this question is nothing but the previous question itself. So see here, if at the end of the year they earned a profit of rupees 6,970, meaning what? Total profit is equal to rupees 6,970. 6,970. So Kamal started a business investing rupees 9,000. Investing rupees 9,000, and it is at the end of the year that they earn a profit of rupees 6,970. Meaning after the business has been started and over a period of a year, they have gained this profit of rupees 6,970. Then what is Kamal's investment? Kamal's investment is rupees 9,000 for 12 months or 1 year, or for 1 year. Now if you look at the question says after 5 months Samir joined with a capital of rupees 8,000. Then what is Samir's investment? Samir's investment is rupees 8,000. For how many months? He joined after 5 months. So how many months remaining in a year? Nothing but 12 minus 5. 12 minus 5 is nothing but 7 months. Meaning Samir has invested rupees 8,000 for how many months? For 7 months, since he joins 5 months late. So we have to determine the share of Samir's profit. In order to determine the share of Samir's profit, we first have to determine the ratio of Kamal's profit and that of Samir's profit. The ratio of profit of Kamal to profit of Samir, where this ratio is equal to the product, it is equal to the ratio of the product of Kamal's investment and his time period to Samir's investment and the time period for which Samir invests this amount of money, which is equal to what? What is investment of Kamal? Investment of Kamal is nothing but rupees 9,000 into what is T? T is nothing but total time period, which is 12 months, since he invests for 12 months, divided by what is the investment of Samir? It is rupees 8,000 into how many months? 7 months. So 0, all the 0 gets cancelled. 4 2s are 8, 4 3s are 12. 4 3s are 12. Nothing else is divisible. So we get 9 3s are 27 by 7 2s are 14. Therefore, the ratio of the profit of Kamal and Samir is equal to 27 is to 14. 27 is to 14. What is the question asking for? Question is now asking for Samir's profit. So what will we do? We will first add 14 and 27. 31 plus 10, nothing but 41. 27 plus 14 is equal to 41. What does this mean? How can we determine the share of Samir's profit? We will divide the total profit, that is 6,970, divided by 41, so that we are able to determine the value of 1 unit. This multiplied by 14, because Samir gets 14 parts of that profit, so it is into 14. Now again we only have to hope that 6,970 is divisible by 41. 2 will be more than 2 will be 82, so we'll go with 1 itself. 41, 8, 2 and 7. So we'll try multiplying by 7 itself. 7 ones are 7, 7 fours are 28. So it is divisible. So 41 sevens are is 287, 0 and another 0 we have here. So this is nothing but 170 into 14. So now multiply. So what do we have? We have 28, 6, 7, 1, so 8, 13, 238. So and another 0 over here. Therefore, what is the share of profit of Samir? It is nothing but rupees 2,380. Therefore, the correct answer is rupees 2,380. The correct option is option B. It is option B. Next question, question number 6. Now, question number 6 says, Sam started a software business. Sam started a software business by investing rupees 50,000. After 6 months, Nanda joined him with a capital of rupees 80,000. After 3 years, they earned a total profit of rupees 24,500. What was Sam's share in the profit? So this is simple now. What is total profit? Total profit is rupees 24,500. It is 24,500. Now Sam started the business. So what is Sam's investment? Sam's investment is rupees 50,000. Sam's investment is rupees 50,000 for a period of 3 years, because we are considering the profit of 3 years, profit over a period of 3 years. So we will consider the investment also, that is of rupees 50,000 for 3 years. The question says that similarly we have Nanda. Now Nanda joined Sam after a period of 6 months with an investment of rupees 80,000. Well, this investment of 80,000 is after 6 months. So out of 3 years, he is late by 6 months, meaning he has invested rupees 80,000 for 2.5 years. 2.5 years. Or I can say this 3 years is equal to how many months? This 3 years is nothing but 12 3s are 36, it is for 36 months. Or this 2.5 years is for how many months? 12 2s are 24, 24 plus 6, this is for 30 months. So either you can keep it as 3 itself, or you can take it as 36. Either you can keep it as 2.5 itself, or you can take it as 30 months. Either way it will be correct. So what do we want? We want Sam's share of profit. So what will we do? We'll first find out the ratio of Sam's profit share and Nanda's profit share, which will be equal to the ratio of the profit of Sam into the time period, that is 36 months, divided by investment of Nanda into time period, which is nothing but 30 months. So we'll take it as rupees 50,000 into 36 divided by 80,000 into 30 months. So 0, all 0 gets cancelled over here. This also gets cancelled. So we have 4 2s are 8, 4 9s are 36, 3 3s are 9, 3 10s are 30, 3 10s are 30, 5 2s are 10, we get 3 by 4. What do we want? We want Sam's profit share. So what will we do? We'll take total profit as 24,500 divided by 7. Why 7? 3 plus 4 is 7, multiplied by how much? 3, because we want Sam's profit. So it is nothing but into 3. So we'll have to now check for 245, 7 3s are 21, 3 5, 7 5s are 35. So it is nothing but 3,500 into 3, which is equal to 0, 0, 5 3s are 15, 3 3s are 9, 10. Therefore, the profit of Sam over a period of 3 years for investing rupees 50,000 out of rupees 24,500 is nothing but rupees 10,500. So if you look at the answers over here, you don't have 10,500, therefore it has to be option D, it has to be none of these. The correct answer is none of these. So this was question number 6. So we have 3 practice questions over here. If you've understood the 6 questions that we've solved, you definitely should be able to solve these 3 questions. This particular concept is obviously interesting, but there are more difficult problems. The difficult problems, the different types of other problems that we have under partnership, we'll take it up in the next video. So do solve these problems. The answers for these questions, practice questions, will be posted in the comment section. If you still do have any doubts, please do write to us. So thank you for watching. If you did like the video, please do follow and subscribe.